It is 2020. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Never casa. Every say we do be epuhono. Never Happy New Year. Ne kana. Rovian Skin Care for it's me. Assigning actress, TV presenter, wife, entrepreneur. Baby, Selly, fashion icon. As their new face worth 50,000 Donald Trump chopable dollars. And the Canadian dollars, and just Singaporean dollars, American dollars, and I'm signing. I mean, once me maybe say that Nikunu interview and furniture and send them family. Was it to me everyone? So I have pride here. Cartel BJ here.
Man with the missing finger.
The man with the missing finger. Happy New Year,
Charlie. Same to you. Same to you. Yeah.
How was 2019 for you?
Well, 2019 in retrospect, I think it was a build-up. There's so many things that I put in the pipeline. I worked so hard in 2019. As a matter of fact, behind the scene, a lot of people didn't know that I have a rice farm. Wow. Yeah, I have a rice farm. Very soon, I'll be launching my brand. You know, of local. You see, local rice is taking over gradually.
So, the president says 2020, but or that's any minute should be local rice.
And you know, my late dad, you know, may his soul rest in peace, also left me. I inherited a construction company, you know. So I've been doing this patchy that you've been seeing, the portal stuff. I've been doing stuff in the Volta region, you know, in addition to my music stuff. So I've been working behind the scenes, you know. I've done a lot of stuff in 2019 that I know in 2020 is going to fetch me a lot of money. So
in fact, I'm surprised.
So we're just praying for health, you know, good health. Let's stay alive and then let's see what 2020 brings. But I'm very optimistic. What I did in 2019 is going to bear fruit in 2020.
Because people kept asking, say, I mean, prior. It's not that vibrant as it used to be. Those days.
Yeah. You know, if you've done this business for 16 years and you've not used the brand to channel, or you've not channeled your brand into other things that will make you money, then excuse me to say, you don't know what your profession or your God-given talent or whatever thing you went into, you don't know what it's for, it's worth, you know, because we've been there. There was some point in time, Prior was the biggest name in Ghana, you know. So if I've gotten to that peak and I've not been able to channel or use the brand to do anything else, then I'm a fool.
I'm interested in that, because we have a lot of young acts coming up. I mean, yes, baby. I mean, how to invest our money. What brought the idea for you to first venture into rice? Because everyone say construction near about rice near Wawade. What brought the idea?
Oh, okay. I actually come from the Volta region. I'm full-blooded. My mom is actually Koshiga and Azalete, so they are coming from the Keta area, and my dad is coming from Vata, which is close to Avalavi and all those areas. They grow rice, a lot of rice, you know, they do a lot of rice farming, you know. So, and my dad is a very indigenous person. He stayed almost half his life in the village, you know. So I inherited a lot of indigenous life from that area. I once upon a time went to farming even before when I completed GSS. My whole time waiting for my results, I spent it in my village. So I'm a very indigenous person, but you know, forget about the Western you see me put on. But so I think that's why I inherited it from my dad, and I'm the first of my dad's children. So I took that from that side, and because it's from my village, so I got that from there. And then I have love for farm. You know, I love to eat. I love good food. I love very organic food. I don't like junk food, you know. So, yeah, me pay. That's what my wife always. Sally loves to cook a lot. Trust me. So when you come to our home, what you will find constant is food, soup. You find it, you know. So I'm like, okay, now that I've gotten my brand to this level, I've been there, done that, you know, and I think it's about time I channel my brand into other things, you know, and it's been good. The farming business, when you go into it in the beginning, you know, every business is quite different, you know, quite difficult in the beginning. But I think after my second harvest, I think I'm doing very well, and I have a quote-unquote a contract, you know, to do school feeding, so it's easier.
MVP.
So once MVP matter. So once my rice is ready, there's already a ready market for it, because I send it to a designated warehouse, you know, where they send it to the secondary schools for school feeding. So it's been good, but I'm hoping to expand to other other products. Yeah.
Since people started championing this eat local rice, I'm also on the other hand arguing that locally produced rice no issues were home to say the imported ones.
Not at all. Not at all. As a matter of fact, His Excellency the President of Ghana is doing a good thing. This year I was in the market to check out some of the rice because every year Christmas a lot of brands come, they surface from nowhere. I'm like, where are all these brands coming from? But this time I go to the market and I saw very branded, rice, and all for me to check. It's Ghana. It's actually it's in Ghana. It's a Ghana rice, and I was amazed. And I'm like, wow. So which means because Nigerians they grow what they eat, especially rice. Yeah. They don't eat all this perfume, chemical rice and all. So it's about time we start campaigning. Let's eat our own stuff, especially with rice, because our local rice doesn't have enough starch in like all these. It has less starch, so it's quite healthier than the foreign ones or these ones that we import in. Yeah.
Local and foreign, let's move away from business and come to music. In recent times, people have been talking about Ghanaian DJs or Ghanaians playing a lot of foreign content, especially from our neighboring country, Nigeria. I must say, Nigeria foreign neighbor, and then I think Moisha Kwakase because Nigerians produce good music. You said with that.
That's a lie. That's a very, very big lie. Trust me. When we even got a name for our genre, that's hip life. Trust me, Nigerians didn't have a name for their genre. Yeah, they didn't have a name for what they were doing. They didn't have a name to qualify. It's okay, BIAC, and you're afraid of kind of song they say. High life is for us. I know they will argue about it, but high life is for us, hip life is for us. We had a name for our genre, and we the young ones were doing hip life, and then others now they are contemporizing it to make it, to make Afrobeat and all. But it's still the same thing that we're doing, So, I think their market, you have a bigger market, Of course, anywhere that there's market, there are numbers. You definitely do well. Your market will be bigger when your songs are released. People, you get a lot of. Your income is not as compared to ours. We are just about a little over 36 million, as compared to they are almost 200 million. So the markets are different. So that's what makes. They make a lot of money from their, when they put our stuff out there. But we make less income. So there's all that you do, you have to put back into the music. So when you're making enough money, you do a lot of lavish videos, you record your songs abroad, you do stuff that make you look like you are doing better than me. But when it comes to composition, trust me,
better than Nigerians.
we write
than Nigerians.
Than Nigerians,
hands down.
They have the packaging, they have the money to push the songs and all. But if we have the kind of money they had, trust me.
Do you have somebody who does better than Wizkid or Davido?
You see, it's not like I know this will spark a lot of arguments. Me, I'm a composer. I've been doing this for forever. And listening to Wizkid, listening to Davido, they are good writers. Me, I would choose Wizkid any day in terms of his writing, his composition over Davido. But that's not to take anything away from Davido. He's also a very good, talented guy. But when it comes to Ghana, I've seen a lot of talents, or I've heard a lot of writers who to me are better writers than Davido. But you see, they have sold their brand. You see, it's not all. You see, when it gets to a time in music, at a point in time, it is more than the song. There's a writer or the voice you have. Everything comes into play. Your marketing, your management, the money that is put into it, finances, everything comes into play, and that is how come they are. When you put that stuff there, it goes straight to the top. I know I've heard songs in Ghana that I'm like, wow, but the push is not there. There's nothing to push. The finances are very less and all. So. But I think with time we're getting there. The introduction of all these platforms, that sells music and all this Spotify and all these ones. I think it's going to get better, But head to head, trust me, I'll vouch for Ghanaians. We are better writers. 2019
in review for Prime Music Group. How did it go for you?
For Prime Music Group, yeah, we're doing very well. I would say the latter stages of last year, that's 2019, a lot of traveling. We're doing a lot of traveling abroad and all. So, and Master too at the point also traveled to the States, but he has some personal issues he's handling. So we're still together. There's nothing going wrong. I know people are speculating because throughout this December it was just the two of us, but he has things he has to handle. If he was in Ghana and we're doing all these shows without him, or then the question marks or questions will be raised. But he wasn't here all throughout the Christmas period, and we know what exactly is happening. So when he comes back, a lot is going to be put out.
Is it the reason why there's no song out yet for Brian?
Yeah, of course. We can't release a song. We're 3 in number, so we can't release any new song whilst he's out there. But we can still do something whilst he's out there. But he has something he has to work on now before he comes back. So we're hoping whatever he's working on. I don't want to go into it. He finishes in time for us to jump back on board.
I talked to Beverly, and I'm sure you heard it. That you guys do MPP deals without her husband, Kwamaster. Have you been to any MPP program without Kwamaster before?
This question, you see, maybe when you are married to your wife, communication that goes on in the room, we don't know about it. But if you ask me, since the comeback of Prayer, we've done a lot of NPP related shows. Like we've done Blaze on the Hills. We've done a lot of things that is, it's not necessarily NPP calling you to come and perform, but if an NPP minister has an event and calls you to come and perform, or has something going on and asks us to show up, it's still NPP. You understand? It's not like NPP having a rally or having a congress is when you're on that means you are performing for NPP. But we've done a lot of things together that he knows himself. When he came, we're already tourism ambassadors, but we did a lot of tourism ambassadorial events and trips with him. We went to Cape Coast. There was a cultural something. I've forgotten what it is, but he was with us. We did the show together.
Maybe I'm starting there.
No, you're film because you see, Echo last trip, before he left for the States, we were together. We even have a group chat. I chatting every day, constantly. Before he went to the States, he made us know, say, States. First, it was for a year, and then after the year, something else happened. It's personal, So he's trying to deal with it and solve it, and before he comes back. There's nothing, But he wasn't here when we had the Canada show. The one that we went to, that was the only show Ameka said MPP related that, and it's because he wasn't around. He was gone like 2 months before that show. We had that show in Canada, that fundraiser that we performed for His Excellency in Toronto. So there's no, we are not loggerheads. Trust me, there's no tension.
Is he still in your WhatsApp group?
Sorry?
Is he still in your WhatsApp group?
Yeah, he is.
You say more percentage check for artists and CBA management. Does he still get his share even though he's not here?
We have a structure. Our structures be put in place if we do shows, if we're near around. We have an understanding that I don't want to go into it. It's something that is within AFOD, the group and the group only. So, but there's something we work. There's always something. There's always what's the right word to use? We have an understanding when you are not around and how monies are shared, and everybody understands that and respects it. So that I wouldn't want to go into, but there's definitely something, reserved for you when you are not around.
The first night, and I could blow
Charlie, knockout.
How did that happen?
Charlie,
the
person we use to platform we cry at the cassette. Charlie, I see, just and social. There was that
foot towards such a party on social.
Because I know for sure, say yes, a bandit, but until something big happened to me, when I called you, I was telling you, Charlie, I want us to start a campaign to ban this. To trust me, these things are they are like grenades. So what the particular one I bought is that the size is like this and the length is like this. They buy and say, some of these ones they've written on it, okay, 10 rounds or 10 banks or 8 banks. So that particular one had 8 banks. So I took it into there because I saw the church through now, a course through and I could pile through and all, you know. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Then the 8th one, I was still holding the thing and like it took because I know the time in between seconds I take you for the next one to come. So it took a long time. It made it back from some check cash no. Thank God I took it. Man found bear meat and they blasting him insane, yeah, because it was serious, you know. So I want to use, trust me. And I had one there the next day and after, you know, you discharged me from hospital. That thing actually has gunpowder in. Yeah, gunpowder. And you did gugum. So it's in order that we should campaign against all these firecrackers and all. It is very dangerous. Imagine if me opinion to know maybe I use my discretion and I was able to and kaya kora or a young boy be you know guys these days 21st century in Kuala very inquisitive, they want to explore. It would have been something different. Even me and Kasakwa, we share the video. The story would have been different. I just thank God for my life, and this thing should be banned, basically. Yeah.
Because of
I'm from a band, but it should be enforced. I said, Lord, Bianca Sankasa Bahom step a foot down, say, a bim backroom have cramo be exporting Bahakra, importing actually, and Bahakra. Yeah.
For how long have you been married?
We've been married for this is our 5th year.
To more for answer be or face problems. When I hear about
you see, I do the be can say there's no template. Template be a new for our area because the way I name my wife teno. The way you to me and yama the govern marriage money you know. Me find the same templates now me about why it will work for you and your wife. It won't. Obia because Obia hani nisu and in the buying, Obama be soon in the buying. And see, dear Moya, and my warren farmer mono. A for more. It's me, Monsieur Bino, can say, okay, me, my warrior mono, me, the Bia, me, Beffy and Tem, and I say, me, money down Tem, and I say, be, oh, must advice. Now, I can say, this is what I've been doing to me, the advice also marriage. Wrong. Because what works for me in my marriage would not necessarily work for you because maybe your wife need different, the character is different. Also, be a crankasa crap or come on yet. But me, I know how to tolerate everything. I know how to soak in stuff. Into to me, in fact, me, I worry how the money funnel, the government would there. So, me, and say the my advice is say, study your partner, get to know your partner. Me, first I only will be even up to. Even 2, 3, 4 months, cry. You should be able to know the person. Like, because Osorano people are only routine. No Osorano pa or say or mood or womb or fiha or say. You should be able to know. You'll be able to know a track the behavior in within 2, 3, 4 months, and then adjust your system to it. You understand, especially Oba. You have to adjust your system. You'll be able to contain a man because here in your head. So when you say naturally you were born. Say you feel big, you know, boy.
And people also say that men were born cheats. Do you agree to such an assertion?
No. Men were not naturally born cheats. No, I think the men we just always pay to explore. Guys want to, you know, we always want to see. Okay, then what? Then always different from Adwa and I say Abna. That's all. And you say, "Bia, we were born cheated." It will be more about and look at the fact when you be when you me I feel say when you are with a partner and who respect it, that institution now must set it up called marriage, no, and that's a called relationship. If we say a son go mal, say fashion who say keep just me lose Zionfelix is here. How will it affect me? And when I say every day a ring or dream, then I may yes see na say me lose Zion there be then be see. So who to me who say affect you in some way, then which means what will
happen to you right now if you lose your wife, Selly Galley? Mrs. Fiao.
A lot to happen because I've lived my life with her and around her for 10 years. 10 years now, you know, but you're married for 5 years. I've been married for 5 years.
Dated for 5 years, married for 5 years.
Yes, you know, we dated for actually 6 years, so we were 11th year, so 11 years, 11th year anyway. What's what will happen to me if I lose her?
Will you die?
No, I won't die. Oh no, die. I mean, of course I won't die. But a lot will change in my life because you see, Oshiameno, my life I had a routine. Like, you know, na me chilling pa, I'm sorry, I'm claim I'm hey yanko. But I realized I was with a partner who on pay yanko or principle or ways out there then or the government. So I started changing. So a lot I love where I am today. I don't want to go because if a member trusts me, say you giant see a man they are almost to straighten us. See trust me, so baby a new life my routine be changing. But if there's a woman in your life, every time she's keeping you in check, you know, hey, okay, oh, my son, I may feel straight. You know, men, we need women around us to keep us in check. That's all. So, she ain't see if Onimi Jai and I say Minini Jai see about a lot to change too in my life for the worse. Because she's made me a better man, that's all.
But since marriage, okay, let's start from the 6 years before the marriage. 6, that's pure no. I'm sure now we know my fan. Now we know my fan.
As in the beginning the 6 years.
Yeah.
Oh, you know, when you start relationship, you are not too sure what's will be a relationship will start your first year, second year. You are not 100% sure who you are with, or also so near to 100% sure. So when you're committed that much, you know, especially when you're not even staying together, like. But when we started staying together, like for real. I mean, we've been straight with each other, you know, till today. Yeah.
Last question. People keep asking why you guys know. Why don't you have a kid as of now 5 years old?
Oh, Namidi, I mean, you can't. To me, you can't say what Obi or Hokra always scale you as in you understand? And then the question on one now why what's in the book say with me? If you say because of the fashion levels in on better do be one emperor. I mean, what were it for 5 years? So I think at the right time, it's a very sensitive issue. At the right time, I think we are working towards it. We have sex every day, so and that's all I want you to know. Yeah, having sex, once we are having sex there, at the right time, God Himself
will prayer collapse again because we've seen it before. We've seen. For instance, a group Uta, I'm going buy. Almost alcohol. It's almost on my beam.
Well, you see, if I've done this thing for 16 years, I've been in my peak, I've been there, and where I am today, I feel like we're grown ups. I'm 40 years and I've seen it all, I've done it all. If my group members see the need for this brand to stay alive, if they share them, because I want this brand to stay alive, because I built it, we together built this brand that is prior today. So if they all share the same ideas, same conviction with me, I don't see prior going anywhere. That's exactly what I can say. I'm just talking for myself.
Yeah. Final words, Nyango.
Okay, final words. So watch out, 2020. It's an election year. A lot is going to happen. Watch out, I'm going to be launching my brand, my rice brand, and some other surprises I want to. The cat should be in the bag. I won't let it out now. And so it's going to be a very good year. I can see that happening. That's why the devil was trying to start the 31st to first with me with this blast. But trust me, the
what election about? Let's finish it with the election. Are you? I won't say impressed, but are you super impressed with the president's governance or NPP's governance for the past years?
You see, this president, me have had the opportunity to meet him one-on-one severally. Hey, what we know about him on the outside, and the man has some focus, person he wants to take Ghana to some level, I think say Nyama resources not better and yet it's not enough for him and what he's even working on. That's why I think say 4 years this man doesn't sleep. I know him personally, as in like sometimes we want to BB or high say we have the chance to we need to sometimes go to his house if you want to see him. Sometimes at 1 a.m., 2 a.m. obeying the rounds near asa abefi asa so baby hu nkofo asa, you don't understand. By 4 a.m. the man is up or down the down office. Like this is somebody who wants to see Ghana succeed. And trust me, president has done so many things that I know. We're putting a lot of things. When was the last year he traveled? And yes, I went to Kekene do. Meaning, said not all quite around soliciting for, investors and people who can come to Ghana and invest here and to make Ghana what they say Ghana here. And he meaning say we're putting them in place for these 3 years now. Most of them will manifest in 2020. And that's why I think one term is not enough for him, because Nyama Nanado are prepare, or he has worked on now bear fruit in 8 years now. Are
you guys campaigning for Nanado or NPP?
Media, if you ask me, I am for anybody who has Ghana at heart, any party who has Ghana at heart. I'm not necessarily, me, my whole family is NDC. I was born, you say I be the boot to my NDC, but I saw something, in Nanado from day one, from 2000. Yeah, I started in from 2008, when he promised, no, by now, be a president, be a buyer, or money speech, what can I say, be or friend creative arts. And I didn't tell my son from 2008 say about creative arts or free after a year in the month of way career or some free private meeting for young musicians and creative arts industry and to tell us say or the year one of the priorities if he comes to power. And what do we see? Recently he has opened a creative arts school. You understand? So I know the man started doing it because I can be selfish here because I'm a musician. If he's doing something that is in my domain, and I say around Mejuma, trust me, this man is too the vision for Ghana. Charlie, Ghana for Behu with the moment.
That's him.
This me that's.
Very proud to Zionfelix. Thank you very much for watching. Bye.